I'm going to talk to you today about the power of praising. That's right, the power of praising. Because you know, in the business world today, there are two kinds of managers. Now, I'm sure that everybody in the audience here today has worked for both kinds of managers. And the first kind of manager I'm going to talk to you about is the swoop down, bite your head off manager. And that's the kind of person who sits in their office all day long. And it's a good thing they sit in their office all day long, because you don't want them out on the floor roaming around causing trouble. But once they get out on the floor, they're out there looking around. They're looking for a problem because they have a problem on their team. And they will never admit that that problem is them. So you know what? They find a problem. You're the problem. And they're going to come up and they're going to harass and they're going to harangue you all day, every single day, until you run out of that building crying and screaming. And then, as soon as that happens, they're going to look around the floor and they're going to pick you. Because you know what? Now they've got the other person out, but they still have the problem on their team, so you're the problem on the team. So now you're the one who's going to get harassed until you run out screaming and crying, and they're going to go through the whole team until they just get rid of everybody and just replace them with other people, because they always have that same problem. They always have the problem, and they will never admit the problem is them. Of course, then there's the other type of manager, and it's a wonderful type of manager. It's called the manager who praises, the praising person. It's the person who gets out on the floor every single day. They walk around and they observe not only their team, but every team in the company. And they look around and they catch you doing something right. And as soon as they catch you doing something right, they come up and they give you that pat on the back. They tell you what you did right. And then they give you a reward. Hey, you know what? Wait a minute. I got some tickets here. Take your family out to the movies tonight and have dinner on me. Because you know what? You just did something so great with one of our customers on the phone that you improved our reputation 100%. It's because of people like you that this company is growing by leaps and bounds. It's because people like you that this company is going to be the best and the brightest in the business. It's because of people like you guys that do these great things for us, that this company is doing as well as it is. And you know what? You make me look good. And I really appreciate that. And you know, we're going to move up in this company, all of us. I'm going to move up because you do such a good job, and you're going to move up because you do such a good job. And I want to thank you for that. That's a praising manager. That's what people do. It helps you with your team to cause employee retention and employee loyalty. You know, I've often seen a praising manager come to me and say, you know what? My employees actually come to me and say, wow, I have a resume from a friend who works in a similar company, but they want to come to work for you because you're the best manager I've ever worked for. I am totally loyal to you because you are the best. You know, did you ever see a flock of geese? I know it's kind of a strange question to ask, but you know, I'm an avid hiker. I hike 10 miles a day. And while I hike out, I see nature conservancies, and sometimes I watch animals. And I was watching this flock of geese. Did you ever see a flock of geese? You've got all kinds of geese. They're in a V formation, and there's always a goose at the front. But it's not always the same goose. And you ever notice geese honk a lot? But they only honk at certain times. They honk when the lead goose is going to give up their lead, go to the back of the pack, and another goose is going to come forward. And as that goose comes forward, that's when they start to honk. They honk praise. They cheer the goose on, just like you as managers have to cheer your team on. You have to be the person who goes around and always finds them doing great stuff. Because if you do that, you will truly be a praising manager, and a praising manager is going to have the most effective team in the company. And that is the power of praising.